when we were in training camp, Sierra, my sister, was like, she came up to me, she goes, I said you were going to win the Rawlings Gold Glove at the end of this year. And I was like, oh, I was like, that's nice, thank you. And then, like, we just kind of kept it a running joke, and I literally won it.
Oklahoma City Sparks shortstop, first ever Golden Glove for Rawlings winner in the AUSL, assistant head coach of Oregon, hailing from an absolute softball baseball dynasty, Sydney Romero. Welcome to Out of Left Field.
Hello, thanks for having me.
Super pumped. I just told you, I've been kind of counting down for this one on the calendar for a few weeks now. Finally got some time to link up. She's still in Chicago for AUSL All-Star Cup. Final series is Friday, and made some time for me today, so I appreciate you. I got to start with the Golden Glove because you made history, which is not new. You've done that many times before, but the first ever Rawlings Gold Glove in the AUSL, did you know it was coming?
I had a feeling, but I mean, you never know with just kind of, how votes go and all of that, and you have, just some thoughts of like, well, like it could go to other people, you never know. So
yeah,
I did have an idea, but I wasn't like certain on it, and there was no like hint or clue, so it was kind of driving me crazy because I'm like, am I gonna get this or not? Because I was nervous.
Yeah, I know.
I was
we were
nervous.
going back and forth in DMs too, joking about it, because I think I made a video.
Yeah.
How did you actually find out?
I found out when it was presented to me. Like, that's when I knew.
They did not tell you ahead of time. Like,
No.
you found out with the rest of us.
With the rest of y'all. I did not know. I did not know. I had to wait. I had to wait.
And what was the initial reaction when they called your name?
Not shocked, but I was like relieved. I'm like, yes, like I got it. This was something that was, I wanted, and I thought it could be a cool thing to do this year. And I remember early on in season, like when we were in training camp, Sierra, my sister, was like, she came up to me, she goes, I said you were going to win the Rawlings Gold Glove at the end of this year. And I was like, oh, I was like, that's nice, thank you. And then, like, we just kind of kept it a running joke, and I literally won it. And there's a video of it that she said it online on Rawlings. It's really cool, but
no way. I was gonna ask if like you guys had joked about it or even talked about it at all. But the fact that she called
serious. Yes.
Your sister knows. She knows. It's spring training. That's wild.
Spring training. Yes.
If you had to credit maybe one like trait, you can't credit just one trait, but like if you were to credit something for winning that Gold Glove, what would it be?
If I had to credit, like
is there a defensive skill? Is there a defensive skill that you feel like most proud of, like that really set you apart?
I think I always take pride in my footwork, and because I think you can watch me field and you could be like, oh, she should have done this a certain way, or I'm not very particular. I don't try and be too perfect when I field. I do have good glove work and good footwork, so I do take pride in that. But there's some times where I overrun balls and I'm like, well, my feet just keep moving, so I'm just gonna keep them moving, whereas maybe some other people can, sit back on that. But just with how my body moves and how I feel, that I do things a little bit differently.
I'm glad you brought up Sierra, because this was the first season that AUSL was in cities. I guess they were city-based teams, but this is the last season that you played across the field from her. Walk me through the roller coaster of emotions with that.
Oh man, yeah, we were in Texas, so my mom and my little sister were there, and I just remember like that game, it was really special just to have them there in the stands at that awesome stadium, to see Sierra get a hit, her last at bat in that stadium was really cool, and just how AU celebrated her. She's a big name in this league and, in the softball world, and I'm just happy that she was celebrated the way that she should be. And I just remember feeling so proud. Like, all the emotions were like just earlier in the day, we went to go get coffee, we're all crying because we're just talking about memories and stuff of just our childhood. But once the game came, I just remember just wanting to be so like just locked in on the game and Sierra, and just like remembering like the moment. And what made me laugh is my first at bat, I hit a shot, like a line drive at her at second base, and it like tipped off her arm, and it was a hit, but it was a hard hit right past her, and I just like laughed because we're like, this would happen.
Yeah,
She shook her head at me, like you would hit the ball at me hard.
y'all's relationship, you can see it on the field, and I know you've talked about that before. Like, you guys kind of smirk at each other, and it's like a running kind of competition, but it's all love.
All love.
Do you think that relationship, like with your sister, you guys have played together for so long or against each other for so long, how does it kind of change now that she's no longer in a uniform?
I know, it's tough. Like, I'm here at Champ Cup, and I'm just like, this was our sister time. Like, it really was. So it is different. It's a different transition. It's forcing me to go out and, talk to more people, which is always really good. But I am such a, we always did this together, and it was our thing. So it is a little bit of a transition, no doubt. But, I mean, we're still FaceTiming every day. Nothing changes other than, us being able to hang out with each other during this time. That's what, that's the toughest part. But other than that, I mean, yeah, it's just weird. Like, I'm here and I'm like, who am I going to go get ice cream with? I can't just go bug her in the room. Like,
I have to go make other friends.
I have to go socialize and I have to go do this. But no, I'm just kidding. But yeah, no, just like the random moments of just being able to walk across the hall and just go hang out, like stuff like that. But no, I'm excited for her.
When you look back on the time that you guys have played together, is there like a core memory that comes to mind immediately?
I just remember when I was younger, I was her batgirl. So I was too young to play on the same team. And my parents wouldn't tell me because I'm like, why can't I play? So they would put me in full uniform to act like I could play.
Stop.
Just couldn't go up to bat. So I would be like on deck in full uniform, and then the person would go around me to like go. I know. Because I wanted to play so bad with her, and I was too young. So it was cool because they were able to put me in full uniform. I was on Sierra's team, but I was the Batgirl ultimately.
That's precious. That's so precious. Oh my gosh. I know you've talked about, like, you and Sierra both have talked about the impact that your dad had on both of your careers. Looking back this season, final year for Sierra, you also make history. What do you think he would say?
Oh my gosh. I know he would just be beaming with just joy. Like, he was always just so proud of anything that we did. And the defense, like the Gold Glove, he'd probably be like, oh, that's cool, but I still like hitting more.
He's a hitter guy, right?
No doubt. He's like, cool, why couldn't you be hitter of the year? Like, that's probably something he would say as a joke. But no, he knows I take pride in my defense. My family does too. So I just think the coolest thing is, like, I took a lot of pride in my offense this offseason, and just to have my defense show out the way that it did. Not saying I wasn't expecting that, but with how much time and effort I put into my offense, to see it come through with my defense, it was cool.
And you come from, I said softball, baseball dynasty, and I meant that. I mean, all of the kids are stellar athletes. And as many benefits as that can have with growing up around, like, it's a competitive household, everybody's pushing each other, I'm sure. But how do you set yourself apart when you're, grouped into the Romero household? How do you set yourself apart and, like, make yourself known? I'm Sydney Romero, and this is how I do things.
Yeah, I think it's cool because we're all so different in what we do. We're very similar, but we kind of know our differences. But I think we can, like, kind of pick apart and, like, match each other of, like, oh, Sid and Mikey do this similar, Sierra and Sophia do this similar. So, like, connecting in different ways, but also just, like, knowing, just having different perspectives of Mikey playing baseball, Sophia being younger, Sierra being the oldest and seeing everything, and then me just in the middle, just kind of going both sides.
Yeah.
I just think we are very fortunate just to have that connection as a family and to be able to kind of work off of each other, especially with my brother being in baseball. It's pretty cool to just hear him talk and to hear his thought process and just different perspectives that really go a long way, ultimately, just, being open-minded in that way.
What level is he in with the Red Sox right now?
He's in AAA.
Come on.
He's so
Is there anything
close.
you've picked? Yeah, he's right there. Is
right
there
there.
anything that you've picked up from the farm system for baseball is crazy, and that's a grind in itself. But is there anything you've picked up from his journey through minor league baseball that has kind of had an impact on you?
I think this is more just like a sister standpoint. Like I went to go watch his game a couple weeks ago, and I just like try and imagine like he's 21 years old, and I'm just thinking like, wow, like he's in this with grown men, like didn't go to college, went straight out of high school into the pros, like that's really cool. One,
Yeah.
but just the demand that it has on you, and you think of pressure, you think of all those different things, and like I put myself in moments where I felt pressure, but it's like not at that stage yet. So I think about those things, and as a sister I'm just like, man, like what a cool position to be in, but also it is very demanding. And I mean, I wouldn't know, like he's the only one who knows, and the people up there doing that. So part of me just wants to like help as much as I can, because in a different way I know the different stressors of just like being in those pressure moments, but not in that way. So I feel like it's a little bit hard to relate, but yeah, I
But
mean
at the
that's like
same
the biggest
time,
difference.
at the same time, like, yes, two different sports, two totally different environments, but you're both professional athletes, you're one
Totally.
percenters, so there's definitely a connection point there.
Yeah.
But I do understand what you're saying with the pressure in baseball and the stage that it's at versus where the AUSL is now. Hopefully one day we'll be at a stage that we
Yeah.
can have that kind of pressure.
Yeah.
But talk to me a little bit about going back to Oklahoma City. You are there for college, and then you come back years later in a completely different role, but it's kind of a familiar environment. What are the strong, I guess, the cool points of going back to somewhere that you had a former identity, and maybe some of the struggle points of going somewhere where you're a different person now?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, when I went back, I have the best memories in Oklahoma. So there was no part of me that was like hesitant at all of going back. I love that state so much, and I love the fan base. So when I went back, when I was traded to the Oklahoma City Spark, I just remember like feeling excited because I haven't been back there in that way in a long
Yeah.
time. Like I've been back for the World Series for Oregon, but not like for softball for Sid. And that was the coolest thing is, when I was in college, like the fan base was just so incredible to me, and OU was incredible to me. So going back and seeing old fans that I would see at the games, like coming to support us, it was really cool. And not saying that they wouldn't remember me, but they kept up with my journey of softball, and I think that's the coolest piece. And just me being able to go to OU and to go train over there and to go see Coach Gasso, to go see JT, like I was able to kind of just make up a lot of time, that I didn't have like in the years before. Like just getting to see Coach Rocha, like a lot of people that I haven't seen like that, or sat down and talked to, but really for them to see me play. Like I think about Coach Gasso, and I'm sure she's watched on TV, but she was able to see me in person, and Coach Rocha was able to see me in person, and I don't think they've ever seen me in person play professionally. It's just through TV. So to me, that was really special, like for them to kind of, I don't know, maybe relive those days of me playing for them. And, it's always cool to have your coaches in the stands and them watching you, because, I mean, they built that too. So it's fun.
What impact did Coach Gasso have on I'm sure it's a huge one, I mean, icon, but like specific to you, how did she influence you as a pro player?
I just think like I'm pretty stubborn in a lot of different ways, and I say this in like the best way, but like just I don't take no for an answer. And when it comes to just like a lot of different things, like I'm gonna push for it, I'm gonna fight for it. And she really taught me just how to be like strong-minded and stand my ground, and that's something I'm very grateful for, because I didn't have that at all like in college, or I was kind of always like laid back and just kind of, I didn't really have a voice, I would say. Like, I didn't speak up enough. And I was pretty quiet. So getting in the pro space, having an opinion is important, especially in our league right now with, where it's going and all the things that we could be doing, all those things. But just to be strong in my opinion and, speak what I believe and back that and just have confidence in that. She's really instilled that in, I think, a lot of her athletes, and, has made people just not be afraid to just be authentically themselves. And that's something that she really taught me, and I feel like I've taken that into my coaching, my playing, just me getting older, working with younger athletes and all those things. And playing with the players beside me, I feel like that's something I preach now.
Was there a moment in your career, or maybe even outside of softball, that was like the turning point for you, where you feel like you kind of found your voice and learned how to use it?
I just feel like, playing, it's crazy. Like, sport teaches you so much, and I can't think of anything like outside of sport or a specific like thing, but I think of like just a lot of games that I've gone through, a lot of failures, a lot of successes, like just all of those moments teach you so many life lessons that you take with you. And when I think about, life and things that have gone wrong in mine or whatever, like if I didn't go through a lot of similar things in softball, I'm like, I'm not really sure how I'd handle this. And
Right.
just because of, just it's a lot on you, like for the sport. And I just think it's a cool thing that I was able to experience a lot of those things in college. And I remember one thing coach always said to me was, you have everything to gain and nothing to lose. And that's something that has stuck with me, because I mean, in softball, a lot of the times in any sport, you're putting a lot of pressure on yourself, so you're kind of backing away from who you actually could be. And she told me that, and I'm like, you're right. Like, I'm just gonna go all out, and whatever happens, happens. Like, whatever the outcome is, as long as I know I did everything that I could, I put my best foot forward, and I'm just doing my thing. Like, the outcome's the outcome. So that's kind of how I've lived my life with playing softball.
I will say this from a personal perspective, like obviously we follow each other on social media, but sorry if this is weird, but you always put very thought-provoking things on your story. And I've caught myself maybe 3 or 4 times, like holding your story down. I can't believe I'm saying this, but holding your story down and like reading it. And it like, it makes you think.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I've admired that about you from afar. Again, we've never met in person, but I cover softball. So, and I guess like, where does that come from? Where that like, it's almost like, there's a wisdom that you share. Where does that come from?
I just think it's so important. Like, for me personally, with how many, just one, being a leader on the team, like I feel like it's so important to make sure their voice is heard, and people feel, I don't know, just like listening's the biggest thing for me. Like, being able to listen to the people around me, and just again having my own opinion, and just thinking in different ways, like having different perspectives. I think that's a big key when I just think about my work, like everything that I do, whether it's coaching, whether it's softball, like just having the ability to listen and be open-minded to other thoughts, and just think differently. And like I said, I'm stubborn, but I'm also very aware, and like I feel like if someone has an idea, I want to hear them out. Like, I want everyone to feel comfortable in, their own opinion and talking things out. So I do post a lot of stuff like that, because
It's
I do think
awesome.
it's really easy to get stuck in one way, but I know there's not one way for a lot of different things.
And I say that as like, again, it's an admiration thing. Like, you just sharing something to your story has stopped me and made me think about things. So I think it's really cool that
I
you
love
use your
that.
platform
Yeah.
that way.
Thank you.
What chapter of life do you feel like you're in right now? I know the season's like rounding out. Literally, last series is this Friday, Saturday, Sunday, but where do you feel like you were at in your life?
Oh gosh, I don't know what you call this, but I would say like peaking. Like, I'm
Oh,
peaking. Like, that's what I feel in my softball career. I feel like I'm peaking in a lot of different ways. Like, I'm figuring things out of my pro life, balancing my college coaching. Like, I'm peaking in that way that I've been like trying to find for a very long time, of the balance. Whether it's prioritizing myself, prioritizing my team when I need it, or when they need it. And yeah, I think I've just found a really good balance. And of course, having a good year goes a long way, but then you look back at what you did preseason, and what I did was a lot different. And I was tired. I remember telling my boss, Coach Lombardi, I was like, I'm tired of going into AU, like, it's taking me a little bit to heat up. Like, I know I'm going to heat up eventually. I know I'm going to hit the ball. Like, that's not an issue, but I'm tired of it being like week 3, week 2, week 3. Like,
right.
it's too late. Like, our season's not long enough. So I just remember like coming out this year, like that was my main goal. Like, just, I wanted to start off hot. Like, I wanted to start off good, and I did. So I thought that was really cool to like look back on, because I remember telling her, like, going in, I'm like, okay, I'm not going in like it's gonna take 3 weeks. It's gonna be from the
We need,
start. Like we're gonna get
yeah, we
going.
need to pick this up.
Yes.
Did you make any tweaks, like specifically, like whether it was mindset or physical, that allowed you to get hot right at the start?
I think just training a little bit differently because we don't get a lot of live in the off season. Just kind of with how I do with Oregon. I'm lucky that
Right.
I do, but a lot of the times it's difficult. They're pitching in practice. I'm not going to ask them to pitch extra to me after practice. That's not really how their pitch count works. But
Yeah.
but I did get a lot of live towards the end that helped me. That getting live at the end's hard because we're also in postseason. But what was great was Lindsay Grind, who was my teammate with the Spark. That girl threw to me a lot, and she just like she knows what she needs, and she needed more to throw. And I was the person who she would pitch to, and it was just us going back and forth. So I really credit Lindsay for like helping me train a ton this off season, or just coming into this season. So she really helped me prep with my timing, because that's the biggest thing, is just being on time.
I guess that was kind of subtle foreshadowing, just you guys being on the same team after training together on accident,
I
kind
know.
of. That's
I'm happy
crazy.
that
What's
worked out.
How does that work? Like how do you compartmentalize? Like, I mean, I guess you don't have to compartmentalize, but how do you go from coaching to playing together? Like,
Yeah,
explain
I
that to
know.
me.
It feels. I mean, the transition was normal. Like I feel like how I play, how I talk to people, I would say it's pretty similar to how I coach them. I think I can get on them obviously a little bit more than I would with the teammates next to me, but I'm not coaching them. But I'm pretty similar with just kind of how I am and how I go about things. And I think the biggest thing was like her and Amari, they would call me Coach Rowe. So they were like, Coach Rowe. Like it was just like funny because they couldn't say Sid. They didn't want to say
Right.
Sid. So it turned into just Rowe. So now I feel like Rowe is like my new nickname here.
I talked to Amari. Amari is the sweetest, but she had nothing
Yeah.
but good things to say. She actually said that you had a huge impact on her as a pro. So there's
Aw.
some flowers for you there.
Thank you. I love that.
First off, congratulations on the associate head coach at Oregon. Huge
Thank
jump.
you. Thank you.
Winning the Gold Glove and like that kind of puts you on a pedestal a little bit with the defense. When you go back to coaching, is there anything that changes now that you kind of, I guess, have that award under your belt? Like, or does it stay the same and it's right back to fundamentals?
I feel like just back to fundamentals. I mean, I'm actually working with the hitters this year, so I'm pumped for that. I can't wait.
Yeah.
I will be working with the infield, so just I don't know, just continuing to be creative and add new things, get them better defensively, and make them really tough-minded hitters. Like that's ultimately over anything. I just want them to be strong hitters, and what they have is what they have. And yes, we can tweak things here and there. I just want them to be tough outs. I want them to be the most confidence women that they can be, and just let them play. I want them to be confident though. That's a big key.
Where do you feel like you kind of harness your confidence from?
My preparation for sure. I feel I'm always working like just with my craft, and I always want to, I'm not afraid to try different things. I don't get too, that doesn't get too in my head when I'm working on too much, or if I'm trying something different. I love it. I feel like I have a good feel for my swing. So I think just the ability to just try new things, and buying into a lot of different stuff, whether it's approaches, different mindsets. Like I'm so willing to try it and be like, oh, I love how that helped me. And I really think that has excelled my game, and just and really taking in feedback. That as a hitter, sometimes you know your swing so well, so you're just like, I don't know if that's gonna work. But I feel like this year I was really open to feedback in my off season from a few people, and I thought that really helped me because I really trusted those people, and I know I can do it myself, but a lot of the times you need your people too to help you.
Right, for that feedback. Was there ever a time that like feedback was hard for you to hear?
Yeah, I think not much in college. I listened to my coach for sure. Of course, I listened to JT.
I would hope so.
Of course, I listened to JT Gasso. But I would say like when I graduated, it was hard because I never had a consistent coach after college. Like coaches were always changing with the pro, like all the pro teams I've been on. Even I mean here at AU like Champ Cup, you didn't have coaches, you had facilitators. Yeah. So it was hard for me because I always like JT's my guy. Like that's who I talk to. Like I talk to him when I need something of, I'm talking about hitting or I have a question about my swing. Like he's the person I'll go to all the time. So I think for me too, like reaching out was the hardest part too, because I'm like, man, I should know these things. I should have it all figured out, and sometimes you just don't. So, yeah.
When I guess as a professional athlete, like you are seen as the top of the sport, right? You were the best in the world, and if you don't have it all figured out, to the outside perspective, people expect that of you, right? Or they think that you do have it all figured out. A message to younger athletes who look at you guys and think that you have it all put together and it's the highlights and the awards and, you guys are living the dream. What message would you give them from the female standing in front of them who doesn't have it all figured out?
Yeah, you're never going to have it all figured out. And I feel like that's why I'm like continuing to play this sport for so long. I'm 29 years old and I feel like there's still more that I can give, and I can be better in a lot of different ways. Like, yes, I was the Gold Glove winner. Yes, I had a good hitting season, but I'm like, I could have done better offensively. Like, my numbers could have been better, and I know they could have. So it just makes me want to, like, work even more and, be the best Sid that I can be, and physically, mentally, just all of it. And I think the biggest key is, like, someone said this to me at Oregon, like, are you committed to seeing it through? And I feel like a lot of the times as athletes, it's tough. Like you're in it, you're training, you're struggling. A lot of people back away from the struggling. Like once you're struggling, they shy away from it. But in those moments, it's like, are you willing to see it through? Are you willing to push through it? Are you willing to just kind of go through that? And if you are, like, you're gonna only make yourself better. So I think I'm always willing to see it through, and I really think that's what kind of helps me, excel in a lot of different areas in my game and push myself a little bit more.
I've already kept you for so long, so we'll finish off with this one. But when it is your turn and you are done playing the game, what impact or legacy do you hope to have left behind?
I hope that people just look at me and I'm just that type of teammate who makes people around them better. That's like the best compliment I can get is when someone says like, she makes me better. And that's really it. Other than being like a good person. Of course I want to be a good person, but like a good player, a good softball player. Like I just want to make those around me better at what they do and push them to be the best them that they can be on and off the field.
Thank you for answering that. Thank you for hanging out with me today. I'm so glad we got to link up finally. It's been so fun to watch you do what you do. I mean, your whole family is fun to watch, but seeing you win the Gold Glove, like that was so cool.
It was really
congratulations on that again.
Thank you.
And keep up the good work. Finish off the season strong, one more,
yes.
And then get some time off, I hope.
Yes, yes. Yes.
All right, guys, make sure you subscribe. I'm going to keep talking to the best in the sport and get y'all as much good information around softball as I can get. Sydney, thank you again. We'll see y'all soon.